I'm here on gorgeous Sydney Harbour, and as you can see, it's absolutely stunning. It's got the best views. There's a yacht race going on, and then all around there you can walk all the way around. It's just the most stunning place. But the way to get here is you have to run to the top of Heartbreak Hill, which is notorious in Sydney as one of the most horrible hills. And my coach said that today he wanted me to run 15Ks and run hills. So I've just done Heartbreak Hill. I ran all the way to the top, and it actually felt okay. I was stronger than I thought. I'm starving hungry all the time. I can't stop eating. I have to really now, because my long runs are obviously getting longer. Every Sunday I'm doing 15Ks and more each week, plus my actual totals each week is sort of getting beyond 30 to 40Ks. So yeah, my body needs a lot of fuel, so I'm having to adjust my what I eat, and also start doing things like having breakfast before, a couple of hours before I do a big run on a Sunday, and also during the week, like even lunches at work and dinners, I'm having to actually really think about everything that I'm doing now. Also part of the refueling is I eat gels. I have gels like this one, which I have sort of every 40 minutes into a long run. So that's always helpful, because that kind of helps you refuel and gives you a bit of a sugar burst and an energy burst. So today I have with me Laura Dundervik. Laura is very sporty. She's done a couple of marathons herself, as well as triathlons and all sorts of other things. She's also a qualified nutrition coach. So I've got her to come and talk to me about food, which is obviously really important when you're training. One of my favourite things, Laura, is to have peanut butter and banana on toast before I do a race, or before I do a really long run where I know I'm going to be running for a couple of hours. But how good or bad is that for me?
Look, that's a great start. If you're going to be having a meal like that before a race, you would have to give yourself probably, I'd say, 3 hours before a marathon. So even if you're, running at 6 o'clock in the morning, it does mean getting up at 3.
Yeah, but I've done that before. I've woken myself up early to
but it's probably a good thing. Wake up and give your body time to process it. In terms of that snack, it's fantastic. So basically, toast is, high in carbs, and that's fantastic for a race. It is what's going to give you a lot of your energy. Having the fruit on top is great. So a lot of people know that fruit is high in carbs, and they think that any fruit's good. Look, a banana is the best choice because it's also low in fibre, so it's going to take your body longer to process it, so you'll have that energy for longer. Other fruits that are a lot higher in fibre, you're not really going to get those same benefits for that long period of time. So if you wanted something different, if you got a bit bored of having the banana on top, you could go for something like a pear or an apple, but actually remove the skin, and that will bring down the fibre content. In terms of the peanut butter, I'm a big fan of having peanut butter. I get the natural ones, which are a lot lower in sugar, and they're amazing, but for a race like this, it's actually not that great to be having high fat and high protein that close to it. So obviously the peanut butter is high in fat. It's a lot harder for your body to process that. So I would suggest having something like a jam underneath. So I've never tried banana and jam on toast, but hey, if it works and you like it, good.
We used to have banana and honey as kids.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And what about carbo loading too? Because obviously everyone talks about carbo loading, and one of my favourite meals of all time is spaghetti bolognese.
Yeah.
So I always actually try and have a pasta on a Saturday night before I'm doing a long run. But it's dangerous to overdo it, isn't it? So
it's really important to carb load, but to do it the right way. So if you're going to do something like that, say 3 weeks, even a month before the race, have a little trial period just to see if your body can actually handle that and what's good levels for you. And then, it's not just the night before the race or the morning of that's important. And a lot of people think, oh, carb loading, I'm racing tomorrow, I'm going to eat as much as I can, but that's not great for your body. Yeah. So sort of 2 to 3 days before, you'd be starting to do your loading, and then the night before you should be having a carb heavy meal, but a smaller one. So a pasta is great, but as I was saying before, with the lower fats, I'd be going for more of a bolognese than I would be going for a creamy pasta sauce.
Yeah. What do energy gels do? Why are they important to have, and it's good to have them every hour, I think, isn't it? Or something thereabouts.
Yeah, so I actually learnt this the hard way. So my very first marathon, I'm someone that if I have sort of a drink of water along the run or anything like that, I actually need to go to the bathroom straight away. So for me, I was like, when I do my half marathons, I never drink anything, I don't have any shots or anything like that, I just run. fine for a half marathon. For someone like me, it was fine. The full marathon, I got to about the 32k mark, and because I didn't have the electrolytes in my system, I actually cramped up really badly. And like, I can't explain to you, like I was running and trying to just unstiffen my body. So yeah, it's not great. So definitely having something like this is fantastic. Good energy hit, putting the electrolytes back through the system. Another thing which is really, really great is caffeine. Yes, you can get like little caffeine shots, or you know, people even drink things like Coke in them because they've got the sugar and the caffeine in them. And the good thing about caffeine is it's actually been proven to actually lower sort of your perceived exertion rate. So what that means is if you've run 7Ks, you'll actually feel like you've run about 6. And another thing that's really, really important is sort of the salt in your system. So leading up to the race, a lot of people will actually have a little bit more sodium. And there is this really, really fine line between sort of being overhydrated and dehydrated. So a lot of people think, oh my God, I'm racing tomorrow, and panic and start to sort of drink too much. Problem with that is obviously, and a lot of runners think that, you know, that they're hydrated is if, you know, they've been going to the toilet a little bit and, you know, they're fine. What actually happens is that when you're doing that, you're pushing a lot of the salts through your body. Not enough salt, you're going to cramp, that sort of thing. So there's actually like these amazing intense calculators, and we did quite a few of them during study, but you can use them for how much carb you should be having based on how heavy you're training, how long your run's for, all that sort of thing. And there's also ones for hydration, and it actually takes into account how much you've sweated and that sort of thing. And what you really need to be doing is not going, I'm racing tomorrow, I'm gonna get hydrated. You need to be hydrating your body, you know, over that whole week, the whole time you're training, that sort of thing. So the day of it's, you know, you're having like a normal sort of thing, and then you'll see how much to have before the race, how much to have after, and that'll keep the salt sort of balanced as well.